Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Wednesday, August the 28th. My name is Judge Esparza. We have some writ hearings scheduled for this afternoon. The defendants are all present in the courtroom except for one, Amario Olivo. He was not brought in. Apparently, he was transported out yesterday afternoon and he was not brought. I believe that's yours, Mr. Puente, but we can proceed without him if you want. All the defendants were sworn in. They are all English speaking. The first case we're going to call is C3924-24-L, State of Texas versus Alejandro Bernal. Go ahead and stand up here in the middle of the room, Mr. Bernal. Hang on just a minute, Robert. Let me put that file. You may proceed. You speak English, right, sir? Yes, sir. Okay. You may proceed, Robert.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Bernal has been incarcerated since July 2nd. He's got several charges: possession of a controlled substance, 20,000 cash surety, assault of a public servant, 60,000, and resisting arrest, 10,000. Your Honor, as the court can probably see that he doesn't have the financial means to get the bond out. He's been in jail going on almost two entire months. We'd ask the court for any consideration in lowering the bond so that he'd be able to come up with the amount. I think from what I understand and speaking with Mr. Bernal, his family can come up with maybe $500, $1,000 tops, but that is all that they have at this time.
And just so you're aware, Mr. Puente, the complaint has been filed on the resisting arrest charge.
Yes, Your Honor.
CR 2407426I. So I don't have any jurisdiction over that case. You'll have to check with the county court. What is that, 10? County court 10, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor.
On that one. It says the state.
Your Honor, on behalf of the state, Sonia Selena Cerda, is regarding the assault public servant charge, Your Honor. The state would be agreeable to reducing that to 20,000 cash surety bond, Your Honor. And regarding the possession of controlled substance, Your Honor, the state would be agreeable to reducing that to $5,000 cash surety bond.
How old are you, Mr. Bernal?
38, sir.
What city do you live in?
I live in Alamo, Texas.
Who do you live with? Who do you live with?
I live with my grandmother.
You have a job?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
I work in Corpus with Rock Services at Lyndale Base.
What do you do there?
I do scaffolding. I'm a supervisor. Yeah, general foreman.
How long have you been working there?
Been working with that company since 2015.
Gonna order monthly UAs. You're gonna get tested, sir. You better stay clean. No drugs, no alcohol. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Probation will contact you to go in and get tested. You show up when they tell you to show up, not when you want, but when they tell you. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Bond on the possession charge will be reduced to $3,000 PR. Bond on the assault on the public servant charge will be reduced to $10,000 cash surety. Still have another charge, sir, the resisting arrest. The complaint has already been filed. I can't change that bond. Your attorney will have to go to that court and talk to that judge about possibly reducing the bond on that case. Anything else on that one, Mr. Puente?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, sir. Have a seat. The other case we're gonna call, you got one more, Mr. Puente. You got
Mario Olivo.
one more. Yes, it's C 3925-24-C, State of Texas versus Mario Olivo. He, for some reason, he was transported out yesterday afternoon to Stark County. And so he's not here. I don't know if you want to wait, reset him, or if you want to argue your motion Just so you're aware, actually, Robert, this may help. The complaint has been filed on the failure to ID and the resisting charge. The only thing left before the court is the tampering. But I noticed that he's got 2 felony motions to revoke out of the, looks like the 275th.
Yes, Your
Both for
Honor, he does.
burglary have, and both of those have a no bond setting.
So
So
if possible, I'd like to argue the tampering with evidence, Your Honor. I know it might be just a drop in the ocean with all the bonds he's got, but he asked that if it could just be lowered. Again, his family, I saw him in jail yesterday before he got transferred out, that could only come up with around $500. But I understand that he's got these motions to revoke, and I explained to him that only the court, and he's not entitled to a bond on those. But he asked it if I could proceed with the tampering with evidence. And the other 2 obviously are already in county court, so I understand that. But the tampering with evidence is $20,000 cash surety, Your Honor. In light of the fact that his family can only come up with $500 for all of the charges, and obviously that won't affect the ones that he doesn't have a bond or a right to bond to, but would ask for any consideration on the tampering with evidence.
now I'm looking at these motions to revoke. They were filed last June. The allegations then were that he was an absconder, hadn't reported in several months. It hasn't been amended. He hadn't been arrested on it. So I'm thinking he probably hasn't reported in over a year. Based on that, what says the state?
Your Honor, that is correct. We would object to any motion to reduce the bonds, Your Honor, since he does have, he is an absconder. He did an ISI back in June of 2023, Your Honor. That's when they filed the motion to revoke, Your Honor.
Based on that, Robert, I'm going to leave the bonds the same on the temporary charge.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next case we're going to call is C 3915-24-C, State of Texas versus John Guerra. You speak English, correct, Mr. Guerra?
Yes, sir.
Rolando Cantu, you there? There you are.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Client's present, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I tried to get a hold of the state before today's hearing, Your Honor, to let them know that Mr. Guerra is actually indicted federally. We had a bond hearing for him last week before Judge Alanis. Judge Alanis did give him an unsecured bond with all these conditions of bond, and he was released from federal custody. But what happened, Judge, I think that the charges in federal custody are the same charges that are the same state charges. So I don't know if the state's going to want to proceed with these, or if they're going to dismiss them. But it's the same charges, same offense date, same event. So he was given a federal unsecured bond with the federal system. He is going to meet with a federal pretrial officer, and he has all these conditions to abide by, Your Honor. For these charges, Your Honor, he does have he was assessed at $30,000 smuggling to persons and a $5,000 evading arrest with a vehicle, so a total of $35,000. We're hoping the court would also consider a PR bond here, Judge, to have him released. He is going to start reporting to his federal pretrial officer as soon as he gets released.
What says the state?
Your Honor, we would go ahead and object on the motion to reduce the bonds, Your Honor. As far as the federal government filing the same type of cases and whether or not, the state will proceed, given that, I mean, that's something that's going to be determined afterwards. All I know is that as of right now, the state's position is to not be inclined to reduce those bonds, Your Honor, given the charge of obviously smuggling of persons, Your Honor, and then evading of the arrest.
Well, do you represent him on the federal charges?
Yes, Your Honor. I represent him on the federal charge, and I have a cause number if the court needs it.
Do you have any documents that show the order of release and all the conditions?
Yes, sir. No, I have the order, the order sending conditions to release. That I
Maybe you
can forward it.
could you forward that to the state as well as,
Yes.
our office, either maybe file it or email it to both parties? And after that, I'll take a look at it and make a determination on his bond. Sir, what city do you live in? Who do you live with? With who? How old are you? Graduated from high school?
Sir,
Going to college?
no, I was working.
Where were you working?
I was working in Corpus, Ingleside,
Doing?
I was painting.
This was a high-speed chase, right? If you forward that information, if he's gonna be reporting to pretrial services, I'll consider it a bond reduction. I don't see any other holds, right? There's no, you're a U.S. citizen? No. You can forward that information, Rolando. We'll take a look at it. We'll take it under consideration. And I'll have a decision by 24 hours after I receive that information from you.
And I'll forward it via email to the attorney for the state as well, Judge.
All right. All right. Anything else on that one?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right. If you do get out on bond, sir, you make sure when you've got federal conditions that you comply with those, because they'll pick you up like we will here too. You understand that? All right, go ahead and have a seat. Next case we're gonna call is C 3897-24-C, State of Texas versus David De Luna. Speak English, Mr. De Luna?
Yes, sir.
Ruben Luna,
Good
this
afternoon,
is your
Judge.
motion. Good afternoon. You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. De Luna is present in front of the court on two separate counts, one of which is abandoning and endangering a child. The other one is an aggravated robbery. We're just asking the court to consider $10,000 bond total, Judge. I have been in contact with his wife. She was charged with the same offenses and was given a $1,000 bond on the abandoning. And I'm not sure what her bond was on the aggravated robbery. This is a case that stems from a disagreement with him and his wife and a third party. There was alleged to have been a weapon used to rob this person. However, no weapon was ever retrieved or found. And we do intend to fight these charges once we are indicted, Judge. We're asking for a condition of bond so where they can meet it at $10,000. They have been in contact with the bondsman. That is something that they are able to afford, Judge.
What says the state?
Your Honor, we would object. The defendant has a total of 21, Your Honor, arrests. This is the most recent, the two charges. Actually, there's 3 charges total. The possession of marijuana, the misdemeanor, but he does have an extensive criminal history. Like I said, 21 prior arrests, including burglary of a building, burglary of habitation, burglary of a vehicle, of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, theft, and etc. So we would defer to Your Honor, but we would object a reduction in those bonds, Your Honor.
Ruben, have you read the complaint?
I have not had a chance to read the complaint, Your Honor.
The allegations are that this gentleman and a female parked in front of Sam's, and as a female and her child walked out, they called her over, demanded money from her, and your client allegedly was displaying a handgun. So I don't know, your facts are a little bit different than what the allegations are.
Yes, Judge, we
All
understand the allegations. However, as mentioned before, there was never a weapon recovered. We believe these are fabricated allegations, Judge.
How old are you, sir?
21.
You have a job?
Yes, sir. I'll do landscaping. Landscaping.
You're
A lot of misunderstandings.
on your booking sheet, it says you're unemployed. What do you work for?
I work by myself because I had an incident in my hand. I cut my hand with chainsaw, my fingers, so I do whatever landscape or whatever work I could do on the side, so I can provide for my family, my kids.
What city do you live in?
I live in Alton, but I'm recently staying in McAllen right now.
Are you on probation or parole, sir?
No, Your Honor. It's all false allegations, sir.
Based on the allegations and the complaint, based on his criminal history and safety of the community, I'm gonna leave bonds as they are this time. Bonds will remain the same.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Have a seat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ruben. Next case, we're gonna call C 3907-24-I, State of Texas versus Rene Matamoros. Speak English, correct, sir?
Yeah, he
Carlos?
understands English. Good afternoon, Judge.
Carlos, just so you're aware, Mr. Matamoros,
The
Has
out-of-state warrant,
a warrant for Minnesota, I looked at the documents. Apparently it's a parole violation. There is a no bond setting on that.
Judge, all I'm asking
so-
for, I'm very aware of that, and this case is, Mr. Almaguer emailed me this morning that it's probably gonna get indicted, if not tomorrow, then next Tuesday. I could easily bonded him out on the 20,000, but I'm trying to work out the case here in Texas and then probably get a bond on the warrant. My client also has we represented him in a 18-wheeler accident, Judge. He was scheduled for surgery. But my client has gone through a lot and depression, and that's what's exacerbated him to drink again. And so we just asked for a 10,000 cash surety bond, Judge, with a order of regarding interlock. And but I can tell you, as an officer of the court, I don't plan to exercise that bond yet, where I would sign him out as an attorney surety, because I want to work out the case here, or at least get a bond with Judge Israel Ramon. I believe that's where it's going to head. And then we'll work out the out-of-state warrant.
I'm just curious though, because this out-of-state warrant looks like it's from 2019, so it appears he's been an absconder for 6 years now. I don't know if they're gonna grant any type of bond on that. I mean, it's got a no bond order right now.
Judge, what happened in that case is that he did his time, but the laws over there, I'm not licensed in that state, but apparently that even after your time, they want you to spend time in that state, and he was only there for work. My client is a seasonal worker, and I graduated high school with him, Judge, here in Mission, and I can vouch for him that, you know, he had no family up there, so, and he had some health problems, and he had to come down here back to Mission, Texas, and the lady over there got upset, and that's what it is. But we'll deal with that, Judge. Right now, I'm just, you know, that's why I pushed for the bond, Judge. I could have done it since day one, but because of the parole hold. But since we're here, I'm just asking for, if I do exercise that bond, at just 10,000 cash surety with a guardian interlock. But I'm gonna wait till he gets indicted, Judge.
He was on, and just to be clear, he was on probation or parole up there for, appears to be a DWI. He's got 1 out of San Antonio, 3 out of Hidalgo County. So this is like his 5th DWI charge, Carlos.
I'm aware, Judge. I didn't know about the San Antonio, but this is his 3rd here in Hidalgo. And it's been quite some time, Judge. There were many years ago. I believe the 2nd DWI was, gosh.
It's like 2008.
Yes, Judge. That's what, 15 years ago?
What says the state?
Your Honor, we would object any reduction due to the defendant's criminal history, including the numerous DWIs, Your Honor, he has on his record.
I could tell you, Judge, I'm not gonna bond him out right now. I need to work out the case first, and then we'll worry about the out-of-state bond.
I mean, he's not gonna, you understand, sir, there's a hold from the state of Minnesota. So even if your bond is posted, you're not going anywhere. You understand that? If you are released, I'm gonna order an ignition interlock device. It will need to be placed in any vehicle you're driving, okay? Whether it's yours or not, if you're driving it, it needs to have that device. If you do not have a vehicle or you're not gonna be driving a vehicle, probation will contact you to fill out a form, and I'll order that you purchase a portable and alcohol monitoring device. It's the size of a cell phone. I'm sure you're familiar with it. You're gonna have to carry it around with you. Blow on it 3 times a day, between 6 and 8 in the morning, 4 and 6 in the afternoon, and 10 to 12 at night, every single day. You come back, but you're not blowing in it, or you're coming back positive for alcohol, you're gonna come back to jail pending the outcome of your case. Do you understand that?
I have a question, sir.
I would suggest you speak to your attorney, any questions you may have. Go ahead and reduce the bond to $10,000 cash surety. With the order that you purchase the ignition interlock or install the ignition interlock in your vehicle. Anything else, Mr. Ortegon?
No, Judge, that'd be all, and thank you for lowering it, and I'm gonna wait. I've been talking to Andrea Maldonado about the case already, and hopefully we can resolve it.
All right, don't go, you got one more case. Go ahead and have a seat, sir. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
Order of an ignition interlock so I can get Adrian to do it so we can sign it.
Yeah, you'll have Adrian prepare. Here. All right, we're gonna prepare an ignition interlock order because I don't think one was ordered by the magistrate. And we're just gonna have him sign it in a few minutes.
No problem.
The next case we're gonna call is C 3909-24-E, State of Texas versus Leroy Rodriguez. And was one already ordered?
Is it ready? Is it available?
Bring them up the most? Okay,
So we don't need one?
no, we don't need one. I take that back, Carlos. Mr. Matamoros, the magistrate did order an ignition interlock already, so.
That's what I thought, Judge.
No.
Judge Warmeister
Mr.
doesn't.
Rodriguez? So, you speak English, correct, sir? Carlos, he's present. He speaks English. You may proceed.
Yes, Judge. I was court appointed, Judge, this case on the 25th of July. I went and visited him on the 26th of July, the next day. He has a $5,000 cash surety on a theft, and $2,500 on 2 or more previous convictions. Judge, it's been more than 30 days. We're asking for PR bonds. My client is very.
Didn't hear you. Were you saying something? You what?
My client is it's been more than 30 days that he's been in custody, Judge. My client cannot make those bonds. My client is very indigent, and we're asking for PR bonds, Judge.
What says the state?
Your Honor, we would object. He has in his criminal history 3 burglary of buildings, 1 burglary of habitation, 2 resisting arrest, 1 theft of property, another theft of property over the amount of $750, $500. And the most recent one since this one was in 2021, Your Honor, 2020. There's several in 2021. We would object, Your Honor, any reduction. We do believe the bond is reasonable at this time.
Mr. Rodriguez, where do you live, sir? You live in a house or where? What's your address?
932 Carlos.
Who do you live with?
My wife and my 2 sons.
How old are you, sir?
50.
Huh?
I'm disabled.
You receive social security benefits? Yeah. I'm gonna ask that you not go back to that location, that Dollar General, you understand? I don't want to get any reports that you're there or going by there. Is that clear? You show that he has been in custody for 34 days. believe the alleged items that were taken were soap bottles. I'm gonna go ahead and issue you, sir, a PR bond, which is a personal recognizance bond with your promise to appear. When you get out, you need to contact your attorney, let them know you're out. If your phone number or your address changes, you need to contact your attorney and let them know. You understand that? You're gonna have to show up, and you've been through this before. You're gonna have to show up at the courthouse at a later time to take care of this matter. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you don't show up, they're gonna issue a warrant for your arrest. You're gonna get back in here, and you may not get a bond next time. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Bond
Judge.
will be reduced $2,500 PR. Yes, Carlos?
Does he still have my business card? That way, when he gets out, for him to call my office.
Yes, sir.
You have his card?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. Yeah, I said he did.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else on that one?
No, sir.
Make sure you don't go back to that location, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, I believe that's everybody, right, Sonia?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for your help.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Bye,
Yes, have
Sonia.
a good afternoon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you, Carlos.
Bye.